You're listening to Teacakes on the Sis podcast, sharing little bites of life. I'm Sister Hoff. Today, I'm going to be talking about venting. Sometimes we all need to vent, and it's nice to have that one good friend who you can vent to about stuff. But you don't have to vent about everything to one person, and you don't have to vent to everybody about one thing. There's a danger in sharing too much. Let's say, I've seen this happen actually, a small group of women together and somebody had to vent about something and share. And of course, everybody there heard the information, and some of those women felt, okay, this person shared with a lot of you people, so that is, they assume that to be consent to share with other people, and they start talking and explaining or bringing it up in other groups. You don't know if that person was okay with that, if they were comfortable with that. Look, if I wanted to share my personal business, I would hop on some social media and I would tell the whole world my business. There's absolutely no benefit to that, and honestly, there's harm. There's a reason why I am not on social media. Everybody has a past. They have sins or wrong things that they've done that they don't want to air out to the whole public. I have a past. Just because I'm a close friend with you today doesn't mean you need to know all my dirty laundry from the past. And quite frankly, I don't want to share that stuff. And it is hard. And again, as women, it's the society and our culture. We push and we feel like, oh my gosh, you and I are like best friends now, so I need to know all the drama you went through before we're best friends. Look, you know the version of me today. You don't need to know what I went through that made me who I am today. Know me as I am, love me as I am, and respect me as I am. And of course, I need to practice too, then repeat this to somebody else. Yes, there are some women who feel that they want to share those things. If you want to, that's on you. But understand that sometimes the other person, like for example me, I don't want to hear that stuff. As much as I love you and I appreciate it, that you trust me to that degree, I don't want to know these things because I want to know you as you are. And I understand you have painful stuff from your past, but I don't need to know the painful stuff from your past to be able to be there for you and be supportive and love you for who you are now and who your future is going to be, who you've developed into. Again, it's not necessary to share that stuff. You don't have to vent to everybody. It's fine. I have friends that I can vent to about a few things. I don't vent to them about everything. I don't tell them all my business. So here's a big example is age. A Southern lady never shares their age. I say this all the time. You guys are probably sick of me hearing it. I know my friends, hopefully they've stopped wanting to be curious, but there have been people who, like, it was annoying. Like, this is years. This is years been going on. But people get annoying trying to find out, well, what year did you graduate high school? When did you get your driver's license? When's your birthday? The biggest thing is the birthday. I want to get you a birthday present. And I'm like, no, I don't celebrate my birthday. If you celebrate yours, that's fine. I'm not judging you, and I don't care. If you want to celebrate your birthday, you want to have a thing, I'll be there for you. I'll do that for you. But I don't celebrate mine. I do not owe you an explanation. I don't owe you a reason why I don't do that. It's not your business. Accept how I am today, how I choose to live my life today, not the past or what I've been through to bring me to where I am today. It's unnecessary. You don't have to have context. I don't need to know about that thing that you did when you were 17 that is still haunting you when you're 25 or whatever. I don't need to know that stuff. I have one of the examples with the age is I have friends from a large diversity of friends. I mean, I've had friends who have children who are my age and all of that kind of stuff. And I have people who are young enough to be my child, technically. So there's a big range of it. Knowing the age, and I've seen this without fail. Every time when people know someone's age, they unfortunately treat them differently. Like, for example, I'll be in a gathering of, let's say, some 40-year-olds, right? And they're hanging out with somebody who they didn't know was in their 20s because she's mature. She has these mature conversations. I'm not going to say adult because you've gone through puberty, you've grown, you become an adult, okay? Number doesn't matter. And as soon as they find out their age, they go, oh, but you're just a baby. And then they start speaking to them differently, speaking to them as if they don't have life experience. Look, y'all, I had a friend, she was younger than me. She got married at 18, and I told her, I'm not going to judge you or tell you that you're too young to get married, because you are grown and you are mature and you're ready for this. To be honest, yes, the girl got a job at 15. She was paying bills at 15. At 16, she was I would say unsupervised minor. I don't know the terminology for it, but basically she was supporting herself. Yes, she, her grandma was like, you can live in my house. Her grandma was taking care of her great grandmother, so she was in the house herself, having to support herself, having to get her groceries, be able to pay for her car, pay for her gas, whatever she needed for school, and she was doing that. So at 18, she already had the life experience of somebody who was 25. So how dare somebody sit there and tell her, oh, you're too young to get married? It's, again, part of the bias that people have. You don't have to share that. She doesn't have to tell people she got married at 18. People are going to judge, oh, you got married too young, and that's why you're having hardships in your marriage 10 years down the line. I'm not saying that's her case, but I've seen it happen. You don't have to vent. You don't have to tell everybody your business, and you are not obligated to ask your friends their business. You're not obligated to share people your business. I know that's really hard culturally, societally, for us, especially women, especially in America. It's hard for us to be able to redirect the conversation and say, hey, I don't want to share that stuff, because sometimes it makes people more curious. Every time I'm like, I don't share my age. Like, why? I'm like, I don't have to share that. I just don't. And leave it at that. Some people don't. And, they got to learn. That's fine. But it's part of my practice in trying to help me condition myself to not do that to other people. Being able to be firm and say, hey, I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to share that. To me, it doesn't matter. I don't care your reasons and why you want to know. Like my friend, her past, it doesn't matter. And quite frankly, knowing what she's been through might change how I see her, change how I talk to her. And maybe I'm walking on eggshells like, oh my gosh, am I triggering her? Whatever. There's too many things. Look, if something triggers me, I'll tell you, hey, this triggered me. That's it. You don't need to know why. You don't need to know what experience I went through, what she went through, whatever, what triggered her or what triggered you. It's okay to tell people, I don't want to talk about this, or I don't really want to vent about it. You don't have to say, I don't want to vent to you, but you can just say, this isn't something that I feel like sharing right now, and I'm going through that. And if you know somebody else's information, it's actually wrong. It's wrong for you. I don't care if it's a religious beliefs or not. We all know it's wrong to share someone else's business. That is, again, it's hard. There's a point of like, hey, this friend needs intervention. If there's an intervention that's serious, that needs to happen. But you need to contact the right people, whether it's like their family or somebody who is close to be able to step in, but keep it limited and not share everybody that. But that's, an extreme case scenario. So small case scenario, you don't have to share. We have to respect people's business and businesses that ain't our business. And that we don't have to share it with everybody else. It's okay to not have to share your business, and it's okay to not vent to people at all, or not vent to everybody, or tell them all of your business. You don't owe anybody, no matter who they are, their relationship with you. It's okay to have your business be your business and not have to share it. I hope this little bite of life has been something insightful for you that you've been able to learn and grow from, inshallah. And I hope it motivates you and helps you to live in your healthiest and best life for yourself and for other people.